chairman of Hong Kong's Liberal Party and a member of the Legislative Council. Sir, thank you for joining us. The question a lot of people are asking right now, is Carrie Lam going to resign?
You have to ask her, but I certainly don't want to see her resigning. A lot of work still needs to be done. She has started doing a lot of good work for the Hong Kong people and Hong Kong society as a whole. I don't believe, I do not
as a pro-establishment lawmaker, right, you don't want to see her go, but of course, as you know, the pressure is rising for her to stand down. In fact, where I'm standing right now in front of the headquarters of the Hong Kong government, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of protesters there, and they say that they're not going to leave until she stands down. And there is precedent for that. You know, it was back in 2003, after the controversial anti-sedition bill was attempted to be introduced. We had then Chief Executive Tung Chee-hwa forced to resign. Could history repeat itself?
He resigned due to health. That's the story I got way back in '03. I was a legislator then already.
And his security chief also resigned as well.
She resigned, taking responsibility. Okay, but she was not asked to resign. She resigned on her own.
Right. I should also add that there's also pressure for the current security chief, John Lee, to step down because of this controversial extradition bill. Sir, wanted to ask you, another key demand among protesters is they want not just suspension of the debate of the bill, they want it off the table. They want it withdrawn. Is that possible?
Well, basically, as this is my 5th term, my 19th year as a legislator. I can tell you right now that withdrawing it and delaying it, it's the same thing, because there is no way that we could do our 2nd and 3rd reading within this particular term. There is not enough time. After, if she does all the consultation that she says she's going to do, etc., and then she will come back to our panel for security to discuss all these points. And if she has to do any revisions to the bill, there won't be enough time for us. Our session, actually our legislature legislature ends July next year.
Right.
So there won't be enough time to do this bill. So withdrawing it and delaying
so just to clarify,
2nd reading, it's...
To confirm, what you're saying is delaying the bill is equivalent to withdrawing it?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying delaying it has the same equivalence or the same result as withdrawing it. So, in fact, she hasn't said it, but it's basically withdrawn. There's no way we will see the bill again in this particular legislature.
Right. And, sir, I also want to ask you about an additional demand that these protesters have. It's the characterization of the protests on Wednesday as a riot. Will the government be willing to re-characterize that and release arrested protesters? Yes or no?
I think whether these protesters should be released and whether this is a riot, it's written in the ordinance into our law. It is not determined or decided by the chief executive whether this is a riot. There is specific legislation doing that. And if people who on the protest on these rallies over the last 2 weeks, if they do it peacefully, I don't see how they could be prosecuted as a rioter. It's only those that you probably don't see it in your camera. People with sticks and spears, coming at the police, those will be prosecuted or charged with anything. But we still need to have proof in the courts, to do any prosecution.
Right. And CNN continues to make an appeal for video of evidence of that to send it to CNN. You can find a WhatsApp account on the Twitter account at Jay Griffiths on Twitter. Tommy Cheung, pro-establishment lawmaker, we thank you very much indeed, sir, for joining us. Take care, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you.